After that, it becomes hard. I have to live up to that. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Ola Yeni. I am a restaurant marketing consultant now for the last 7 years. And I've worked with very big names, working with Food Channel. I speak nationally as an expert. I write for Food Channel. Many of the major restaurant marketing magazines that you can think of, I have been featured there, both on CNN and Wall Street Journal. But that's not what we're about to talk about today. One of the reasons why I got into this business was because I lived in an area where my wife and I, we loved a restaurant back in Chicago. We loved this restaurant very much. We go there with our family. But after a couple of months or years, we found that they closed. And I was very bothered because that's my wife's favorite restaurant. And so when we went there, we realized that the reason why they closed, they'd been there for 30 years. And so we began to ask, why would a 30-year restaurant that everybody knows in the area, that is like a big, big name in the community, close? And so I began to ask the owners, was it a money issue? Why do you think you closed? I talked to some of their customers, and two things struck me. It wasn't that they don't know how to make great food or even create a nice experience. You see, it was right after recession. What killed them was they don't know how to get new customers and to keep the current ones to come back. And I don't blame them, because that is not the reason why they got into the business. I mean, if you ask everyone here, if you ask us, why are we in this business? It's not because we want to be a technology person, or you want to sit on Facebook and Twitter all day. If you had a million things on your mind, you want 60 to 80 hours in a week. So I decided that I want to solve this problem. How can I help people to not only remain sustainable, but what they work very hard for, that they can keep it? And you and I know that the competition over the years has gone up. Technology is now number one thing that people use now. We have Instagram, Pinterest, Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare. They say we have Google. Google is in charge of everything now, including our lives. We have smartphones that we can't do without anymore. And if your customers are on these things, you have to be there. It's a must. And we also live on Yelp, where you have no control. They can go online. If they act funny in your restaurant, you kick them out. They can go online and write something negative about you. But that thing stays online, that if you don't do something about it, that can reduce your business. That can even help you to go out of business. So, since we know that we're not in the business of marketing, I always say your marketing is a shipwreck. Okay, this thing is going so fast. All right. And the reason why I say that is not to make you feel bad, because that is not your business. You have email, you have website, you have menu that needs to be changed. Some of us have menus that were put in 10 years ago, and it's still the same menu, even though we've changed the menu, but no one can go online and change it for us. Because everybody can see you on their smartphone now. We have over 230 million smartphones in America. And everyone is on it, When you're trying, I have two teenage daughters. If I call them, they don't answer. But if I text them, they'll text me back. And I get upset, and I'm in technology myself. Because I'm trying to talk to her. Oh, my wife called and said, oh, she didn't tell me what she did from homework, and this teacher sent me an email, and I didn't talk to her, and she won't say anything. I said, get out of the phone. She said, oh, I can't. She won't speak with me. Okay. Just tell her to call me. And then I call, she won't pick up. And I text, I say, Dad, I'm so sorry of myself. I did this today. I'm so sorry. I'm so afraid to even talk to you because I felt like I really let you down by not doing well in that class. But she won't talk to me. She will text me. So we have changed, and technology has changed. The way we used to market or promote our business, you can open up a restaurant and people will come. Today, if you open up a restaurant and you don't know what you're doing, you will close in 6 months. So it's a shipwreck. So let me give you some really two quick promotional ideas. Two things that if you do it today, it will change what you're doing. How many of us want that? Okay? Number one, do you know that simple business cards still works? We call them guerrilla marketing. And if you create a small little business card, I bet this happens everywhere. I've consulted for so many restaurants across the nation. Almost all of them are independent operators, 1 to about 50 locations. And one of the things I found out is that even if they have been in a place for 10 years, if you ask people 1 mile away from them, have you been to that restaurant before, or do you know their name? They will say no. They don't know their customers. Most people think knowing customers is, hey, I know this is Clayton, he comes to our restaurant all the time, and I know his family. That's not knowing them. What's his birthday? What's their anniversary? But you don't have time for that. So there are technologies that we have called eateria that automatically 7 days before their birthday will send them a birthday special. So you don't have to touch it. That makes things effective for you, right? It reminds them. Instead of you having 20 spreadsheets and trying to email them or call them, it's a waste of your time. So if we create these business cards and we have something saying, this month is our customer appreciation month. Come in with this $5 coupon and you distribute that 1 mile east, 1 mile west, 1 mile north, 1 mile south to businesses around your area. So you might go to a business and say, how many people walk here? They say, oh, it's 15, give them 20, 15 cards. I can guarantee you that that same day you will have at least 10 people show up. That is 10 new customers that you didn't invite for the king. Just imagine, so if your average is $15, or let's say for lunch, $10, times 10, that's what? $100. If you get $100 every single day for 5 days, what's that? $500 extra on top. Does that make sense? It's that simple as that. But if you want to take that to a higher level, if we give them that, and then when they show up at your restaurant and you say, hey, thank you, you take the card from them, and then you give them another card that says VIP rewards card. Join our VIP club, put your first name, last name, email, birthday, and when you do that, we'll give you $10 on your next visit on $50 or more purchase. Assuming your average ticket per person is $15, so they have to bring some other person, right? Making 2 plus extra. So they think they're getting something free. There ain't no free lunch. So they think they're getting something, so $10 for $50. They'll bring it in. When they show up, they're back again. They have to spend much more. Now, who makes the money? You. Now you also have their personal information. You have their first name. You have their last name. You have their email address. You have their cell phone even. You have their birthday and anniversary. That is a gold mine. I always say, one of the things that big corporations, big chains, one of the reasons why they win over small mom and pop restaurant is because they get these secrets, but you don't know it. They know how to collect all these things, and then they use it, and you don't. So how can we make sure that you also can do the same thing for as low as $39 or more and get the same result? Right? That is the way to do it. So neighborhood referral cards, we found out that referred customers have a 16% higher lifetime value. Because you went to them, they'll come. So if, as an operator, I went to the local business and I dress up nicely and say, hi, my name is Clayton. I'm from Hot Girl Spicy Barbecue. Let's say I came up with the name. I just came up with that name. And we know you've not tried us before, but we just want to invite you. How many people walk here? And he goes, about 15 of us. Okay. Can I give you 15 cards? Each one says $5 towards your lunch, but your average for lunch is around $12, $13. You give them 5 of those, 15 of those. I can guarantee you they show up. Once they show up, that's your customer. Then you give them another card. Now you have their information. Then when you put it in the system, it just starts sending them things. Hey, this is our menu. We thank you for coming. We appreciate you. There's going to be a tornado today, but we know if you come earlier, we have a 15% off. You can sell. You're still making money. Right? So that's one secret. Let's look at another one. Email marketing. So email has been around for so many years, and many of us get emails. But many of us also receive our emails on our cell phone. In fact, mine, I was just reading emails from the office. I can see what's going on in our office, what people are doing, right on this phone. And I can respond. Now, according to the National Restaurant Association, over 70% of diners, the number one way they want to be reached is through email. Now, it's not an email that you are sending from your personal email account or Gmail or Yahoo or AOL. Once it's over 100, it won't go through. Spam. So you need an email marketing program to send emails out. And the email has to look very well on people's phone. Because we eat with our eyes before we put food in our mouth, right? So if you have your menu or pictures of food, it's right in that email. It's optimized for mobile. So when they check it, a lot of people, over 48% of people are checking the emails on their phone before they go and sit in front of the computer. So with email, you can do a lot. You can send email autoresponders, where they sign up for your VIP club card, the system automatically sends them something and say, thank you for joining, we appreciate you, you are special, come in with your family, get 10% off. You give them one time. We don't believe in discounting. We only discount twice. One, if you are getting someone to come in for the first time, or if you are rewarding your current customers to say thank you. The rest, so if you are spending your money on coupons and just couponing away, no. Because when you now have their information, what you do is that you have their email, you can start sending them things about menu, pictures, what's going on within the restaurant, if you have an event, you can promote that. Because once you start promoting that, it gets to them because that's the way they want to be reached. The second way people want to be reached is text message, mobile. And the third one is through Facebook and Twitter. But Facebook is so hard now because when you post things, you see that people are not liking it the way they used to, right? Facebook has to make money. So about 26% or less of whatever you post is what people are seeing. So if you're relying on Facebook alone, no. All right. So for every email dollar you spend, for every dollar, you can get a return of $39.40. That's been documented. So the return for every dollar, you get almost $40 in return that you spend on email. Just imagine that. That's good, right? Okay. So now we're getting a lot of smartphones, with people using a lot of smartphones. Now let me share with you 5 productive ideas that you can use. 5 things that if you do it right now, it will help you grow your business. How many of us want that? 5, okay? Don't worry about this James Bond guy, live and let die. Okay, so one idea is you can create what we call theme parties. People's lives need someone to tell them what to do. A lot of people's lives are boring. Let me say that. So if you give them an excuse to keep coming to your restaurant, why not be you? So if you say, oh, let's have a theme party. Let's say something Cinco de Mayo party, and people dress up in the 50s and tell them to come in. And so people put their wig and whatever they have, they come in. Because you are hosting that, people will come in, right? But who's making money? You. Right? So give them an excuse. You know, in many states, you can't do happy hour anymore. So people use the word friendly hour. They call it friendly hour. So people, you know, you finish work or you just send them an email, everybody gets, hey, today, every Tuesday, we do a friendly hour. You know, draft beer off on this price, this, that. You give them an excuse. And you're the one who directs what they do and how they do it. For instance, let's say you have a pizzeria. And usually moms, you know, moms, I mean, thank God for mothers, they work a lot. You know, she has to go to work, she comes back, she's thinking, what am I going to feed my family today? She gets a text message from your restaurant saying, you know, 15% or 20% off on pizza today, plus a free bottle of Coke. And she gets it around 3 o'clock before she leaves work. You know what happened? She'll just go, well, I don't have to cook. She goes to your place, right? She gets that 20% off because you reached out to her. So we have to be proactive because technology has made life difficult. Why? A lot of people are busy right now. If you go to the airport, you don't have conversations anymore with people. Everybody's doing like this. Right? In the plane also, somebody's sitting next to you. You know, I've traveled a lot. Last week I was in Portland. You know, I travel so many countries or even states. Every month I'm gone, maybe every other week or every week. I have to travel. I'm speaking here, I'm doing this. And one of the things that I keep asking myself recently is, gone are the days when, you know, when you land and people will start clapping for the pilot. What happened? Nobody does that anymore. And so I was telling the guy next to me, half of the time he was on his phone, just doing this. I was bored. I wanted to talk, but he said, Right. It's on his phone. Because they leave and down those phones now. So if they are there, you better be there. If they are there, you better be there. Okay, birthday party. Let's get it down, girlfriend. Right? You know why? You, apart from sending automatic birthday reminders and celebrating people's birthday, you can also, once in a month, throw a birthday party. And look at everyone who's having a birthday, right? You pull their name down and call them and invite them. They all come, you can put a flatbread on the table, while people are boozing, right? They're making a lot of money from the drinks, right? So before you know it, they bring their family, they bring their friends, your restaurant is packed. Guess who is making money? You are. Just because you send out an email or ask people to come, right? It's that simple, but it does fantastic results. That is what the big chains are doing, and they're doing very well. And they know how to do it. You can refer a friend. In fact, 83% of satisfied customers are willing to refer their friends. So I always say that restaurant operators are sitting on a gold mine, but they don't know how to use it. And the reason why I say that is, if you have an average of, let's say, 800 people coming every week, you can create something where you say, give to your friends and family. And then they get points for distributing it. They are really working for you. If you ask them to do it, they'll do it. Because they want to show off where they go to eat all the time and how well they call their name when they show off, you know. The servers know them, you know, the bartender know them. They want to show off. They want to tell people on Facebook how your restaurant is so cool. But you've got to ask them for that. If you don't ask them, so 83% of them says, if you ask me, I'll do it. But you never ask me, so why do I have to do anything? Okay? So you never be afraid to ask. This guy now is scary. Don't be afraid to ask. Just ask for referrals. Just ask, and people will do it. So they're literally promoting your restaurant for you while you are in. We give them those little cards. You say, give it to your friends and family. They pass it on to them. Every time those people come in, they punch. They write their name at the back. So when it's almost, let's say 10, you say, oh, you get a free meal. But you know how many business they have to bring it? 10 people have to show up before they get a free meal. So you make what? If your average is 10, that's $100 for a $10 meal. That's not rocket science. You make the money, that's it. Are you with me? Yeah. So these things not only produce, they're very simple, but they're very powerful. And if you take one or two of those, you can really change the dynamics of a restaurant. Contest. How many of us do contest? You know? No one? You do? Okay, 2, 3. That's it. So people like to win. Even if they don't win, they still want to try to win. So I have seen so many operators that will do simple contests and saying, oh, they'll work with the local travel agency and they'll say, oh, listen, you enter for a chance to win. A chance to win doesn't mean you win. It's a marketing statement, right? Enter for a chance to win 2 free tickets to the Bahamas. But you know what? The agency, the travel agency gave that offer because they have it and they run it all the time. So they might ask you to give $100, that's it. And when they win something, they send them to this place where they go to the Bahamas, they have to buy a ticket from there, they have to, well, it's not your problem. So enter for that chance to win doesn't mean you can win. A lot of people like to enter into contests. So you could do that. You could also do contests on social media sites like Facebook and Twitter. All right? And say, hey, tell us why, put pictures of your mom and why you think when she was 25, she was so beautiful or something like that. And you know what? People go and find pictures of their mom for a chance to win $25 gift certificate at your restaurant. The reason why I say at your restaurant is don't give them cash or give them money, give them at your restaurant because they have to come in and eat. So when you give them $25, the psychology is that people, when you give them something, they say, oh, it's free, so they spend more. They say, oh, $25 gift certificate? Oh, so he's wedding, pull grandma's picture up, pull it online, say she's the beautiful lady, blah, 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 blah. Done that, then somebody won $25. Then we call them, we post their picture up. Also, when you post their picture, other people like it. So other people will see it. So what? You just using that to promote your business without doing much. Then when they come in, you give them $25, they have to come and eat. So they bring more people. Guess who wins? You do. I win. You know all the kids, when kids want to rub it in with their friends, they say, I win, I win. You win. All right, so people do various types of contests. One of them is the Oktoberfest. People just, there are so many opportunities that you can use to give people an excuse to come back. In our company, we have a calendar that has over 300 opportunities to get people to come back. Excuses upon excuses upon excuses, hug your boss day. There's something called hug your boss day. I'm telling you, something called hug your boss day. I mean, St. Patrick's Day, but there's something called hug your boss day. Or another one says, hey, dress like Spider-Man day. So then you tell people, we want to do a dress like Spider-Man, and you will be so surprised what people will wear and come. But you know who wins? You do. And you know what? You also become the place where it's the coolest place to be against your competitors. Because now competition, everybody, once they get a little bit of money, they think the next thing for them is to open up a restaurant. So you have more competitions than you ever had now. So you have to stand out. And you have to do things that will make you stand out and win. And these are the things. Okay, so let's look at 5 ideas to create repeat business. I'll give you an example of one, VIP club cards. So we create these things called VIP club cards. This is a restaurant. It's an Italian place. It's a free $10 gift card. Plus receive a complimentary entree on your birthday. Or receive a $15 gift card on your birthday. So our system will send them the first $10, but they have to fill the right one up. Because if you don't put the right one, if you don't put the correct email, you think you want to sleek, you ain't get nothing. Then, 7 days before their birthday, also, the system will send them, say, hey, Clayton, it's your birthday, you shouldn't have to pay. Bring your family to our restaurant. That usually is the first birthday recognition they get. But they think you're the one sitting in front of the computer sending it. They say, oh, she's so sweet. Yes, she is. but it goes to them, right? And so imagine you are getting people's birthday, you are getting about 10 to 15 new people's birthday celebrated at the restaurant every week. How much business is that? You see what the big guys are doing? Yeah, they pay me thousands and thousands of dollars to do this type of things for them. So why reinvent the wheel? We'll just say, hey, let's do it again. Let me share it with you. That's what they do. Automatically, pew, pew, and it goes out. And it has their name. So when people get it, oh, they're so sweet. They remembered me before anybody, before our family even said, happy birthday. They get their own birthday from you. Okay? So we have ways of collecting information. Okay? We have different. So the question is, how do you collect people's information? I can't just walk up to them and say, hey, just like you want to date a lady and you go to her and say, hey, I like you. I want to go home with you. Give me your name. Look at you like, are you crazy? There has to be something in it for her, right? So for consumers, many of us have this card that we created and we just put comment card and we say, write your email here. Nobody fills that out. And if they fill it out and they write anything negative about your server, the servers take it right from there and put it in the garbage. So you don't get it. That's what happens. That's what, all the time, that's what happens. But you can control that because in marketing we call something what's in it for me, the within. Without what's in it for me, people would not fill their information in. So if I walk up to you, to someone here that I don't know, and I just say, give me your name, your address, your phone number, she's gonna, what does he need it for? But if I say, if you give me your name and your cell phone, I can give you 3 secrets that can increase your business or add $100,000 to what you're making right now. Oh, okay. She'll give me that. Then if I call her now and give her the secrets, then she's good. So we collect customer information. We put something on people's website. We call it web forms. When we put that on your website, when people go on that, they can fill that out. It automatically captures their information, puts it under your account, and then send them something and say, hey, thank you for joining our restaurant. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Here is $10 to use within the next 7 days. It expires in 7 days if you don't come. So we create urgency. So they go, hey, $10. Gotta go. Some of them print it and put it in your pocket right away. Or they bring it on their phone. So that's one way to collect information. There are also several Facebook applications that are out there that you can use to create contests, various type of contests. You know, pictures. People eat with their eyes before they put food in their mouth. So anything you send out has to be your best foot forward. A picture. Don't just say, hey, come to our restaurant today. Okay? They get that from 500 other restaurants. So why is your own different? But if you put a picture and say, come to our restaurant today, DJ Clayton is, sorry if I use your name, sir. DJ Clayton and the girls are playing, you need to show up on time, and you might get free this, free, maybe first 10 people get to sit in the first row. Now that's value. That's value. So you can engage people and collect information like that. Cell phone, you can collect text messages from people's cell phone. You can ask them to text their phone number back. We have various ways of collecting that. So you can build a database of customers. 2, 3, 4, 5,000. So imagine you are sitting on 4,000, 5,000 people's information. And with a click of a button, you can reach them anytime. That is powerful. And you don't have to go to 10 different places. With one click, you can send emails out, you can send text messages, you can post something to show up on Facebook and Twitter. You don't have time, so why do you want to waste your time going everywhere? Click like this, everybody gets it. So you are in control of what happens in your restaurant. And you can do that easily from a computer. You can even ask people to write their name, return receipts. That's another opportunity. Write your name. So you give them a receipt and say, can you write your name here, address, phone number, and then you can take that back also. All right. So there's a new tool that's been out now for 2 years. It's called Google+. How many of us have a Google account? Okay, Gmail. Okay, how many of us are now also on Google? like you have a profile on Google, you have the Google Plus, you're using the Google Places. If you're not, you need to. You know why? Because the way search is now, they call it social graph, where anything you put about your restaurant, so you can put your menu, open, close hours, pictures. When people are searching, best restaurant or restaurant in the area can pop up. And it's free. You don't have to pay people for that. But if you don't have it in there, your customers that have it, they are the ones that are popping up every day, and they're the ones people are going to. And it's free. It's very, very free. So, if you don't have that, it can be done for you. There are people who that's their specialty. They will set it up, they will create it for you. We have account managers in our own company that does it for so many restaurant owners. They don't have to touch it. They don't have to lift a finger, they do it for them. Because you need to be where your customers are. Organic search, also, same thing. And then when people are typing your name of your restaurant, you need to pop up, you need to show up. Don't think, oh, well, we don't even have a website, and we are always busy. Not too long. Because the way technology, I'm telling you the truth, the way technology is going right now, if you don't go along with what is happening, you are losing out. You are losing out. The big guys, you wonder the chain, their food is not even good. Don't say I said that. Many of their food is not even good. Your own is really good. But how come they are packed and you are not? They know what you don't know, and they are doing what you are not doing. And that's the secret. They know what you don't know, and they are doing what you are not doing. That food is not good. You eat the food, you're like, ooh. And then you go to the barbecue joint, your own, wow, ooh, this is so good. That's the difference. But why are you not packed, and they are packed with the crap they are selling? No, I'm serious. I am a strong believer in independent operators. I love chains. Chains do very well. But when you see the heart, the energy and the effort that operators, independent operators put it into their food and the environment, it's really, really a lot. And I know that. And with chains, many of them, it's a process. It's a process. You know. So we need to be where we are. Okay. How many of us have our map on our website? At least map of how to find us. Go from here to here. A lot of people, so if you don't have a website, don't even worry to raise your hand. Don't even worry about it. You need one. And don't think, oh, somebody quoted you $2,000. Websites are cheap now. You can get a very nice one that can show up on phone for $750 for 5 pages. It's that simple now. And it's one-time fee. You just host it, and that's it. Because people are checking you out. You know, now, 87% of new customers between the ages of 25 to 45, before they go to a new restaurant, will check them out on social review sites like Yelp. And from Yelp, they click to see your website. If you don't have it, they go, sorry, next. That's the way it is right now. So if you're not there, you just lost a whole boatload of customers because you're not there. Somebody said one of the first rules of success is just to show up. And I believe that very strongly. The first rule of success is to show up. Be where successful people are, and you'll be successful too. So you have to have it as basic as math. You need to have that on your website to tell people how to find you. Because if they have to do like this, and they can't find you, they go, and they found your competitor, guess where they go? They don't want to deal with trying to find you, taking them a long time. And they click, boom, and your competitor pops up. They go there instead of you. But if you're there too, they will have gone to your own. So reviews and recommendations are also important. You know, TripAdvisor, Yelp, Urban Spoon, Facebook recommendations, even Google reviews. Google bought the company called Zagat last year and took all the reviews of Zagat and put it into their system. So Before, if somebody writes anything negative about your restaurant, you can dispute it. But now you can actually log into your Yelp account and don't pay them any money. If anybody comes to you and say, hey, give me $500, we can remove it. No one can remove it. That's a lie. I work with the Yelp company. I speak on many of their events, invited as an invited speaker, so I know what they do. Their sales people are very aggressive. They will say, oh, we can remove it. No one can remove it. That's a lie. Once people can go on there and write anything, even your employees, even competitors. I've seen competitors who go in and write negative things about their competitor, so they look bad. So if somebody writes something negative, you need to respond. If you don't, it stays there. You can respond privately by doing conflict resolution, where you say, oh, we are actually sorry, that was your experience. How can we make it up for you? It also tells you what your employees are doing while you're not there. If they are pissing people off. It's a feedback. So you can go in directly and see exactly what people are saying, and you can respond. And if you don't have time to do it, other people can do it for you. So that's the beauty of these things. But you need to keep up. There's so many of them. And if you don't have the time and the energy, which you don't have somebody do it for you. And if the person is doing it for you, then you also mandate results. Because let's face it, without result, you can forget it. I mean, why do you spend money if there's no result, right? Okay, so you need to also, right now in this age, you need to be visible on mobile. The reason why I say that is a lot of people are doing everything now on their phone. You know, there are things right now you can check your heart rate with your phone, the new Samsung that just came out. Does anybody know that? The things that those apps are doing right now, I saw one app that it connects something, a probe to it. Any food item that you just click it and show it, like it will tell you what's inside, what's the percentage of salt, what's the percentage of everything, all here, within seconds. I mean, things that we used to see in science fiction movies, it's happening right now. And people are using their phone for everything, and these guys are pushing the boundary and pushing the boundary and pushing their boundary. So if they are searching on their phone and your website is not optimized for mobile, you are out. So this number was done a few months ago. It's actually over 50% now. So now, if I'm looking for, what's the name of the restaurant, please?
Blue Days Bistro.
Okay, I'm looking for Blue Days Bistro from my phone. And I can't find them. I just scroll down. Okay, it's an alternative to Blue Days Bistro. Another bistro will show up. Click on that. Oh, they have 2 stars. No. This one has 3 stars. And the last 2 people that went there said, oh, the food is awesome. The servers are nice. All right, let's plan on that. That's how Blue Day will use if she's not there.
Okay.
But she's there. She's there. She's got it together. She's there. So all these things that I'm talking about, what is the key? What is important about? What do I have to do today? Of all these ideas that I gave you, if you take just 1 or 2 things and you do them, you are bound to get results. If you just take 1 thing and you do, you get results. Just take 1 thing out of all this and say, okay, I'm just going to settle to 1 thing and do it, I'll get results. What is that 1 thing? And when are you going to do that? I like to ask operators this question because when we all go back to our lives in a few minutes, which is, we have to meet 6 to 8 different vendors, you know, the cook may call off and then you have somebody to come and, you know, and something happens in the restaurant, they're paging you, you gotta run there, right? Right, your chef said, oh, he's upset, he walked out, what do? Things just happen, like that. And then you can leave this for the next 3-4 months. Why? Because you're so busy. You don't have the time. And so one of the reasons why I got into this business was because I wanted to solve that problem. I wanted to see, I've seen people put their heart and mind, they borrow money from the bank, they spend $500,000 to build out the space, but they have no marketing budget, child. Not a single, they don't have $200 set aside every month to say, oh, we're going to spend $200 to get new customers. They spend $500,000 on the space, but they don't have a budget to get people in and to keep them current. What are we going to do today? What is one thing that we're going to do today that can change how we're doing things? That can increase our business. Many of us are in this business. We can leave it for our families, because I believe in that very much. We can leave it for our son, for our daughters. They can continue. We put our heart and mind, soul into it. How can we make it sustainable? And so that without you, the business can run. Because it's automated. There's a process. So you just come in and shake hands. How's the food today? Are you guys enjoying yourself? Is everything all good out there? How are you all doing? You say that and you walk around and greet people. But things are on process. Any questions for me? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Like with our restaurant, I mean, people expect me to be in the kitchen. And so if I'm not there, when we get a lot of customers that call, ask, is Brad there? And if I'm not there, they just don't come. So what's your recommendation to get around that?
So here's what somebody told me many years ago. He said a true business, is a business where when you are not there, it continues to make money without you. That is a true business. So you are the brand. But to make sure you have to train other people that they can do what you can do, so that you can also have an extra life and enjoy yourself. Because you work hard in this, and you cannot walk, and not and relax a little bit. You have to train other people. If Brad is not there, Brad is here, or Brad is going to be here in a few minutes. So you have to train other people. Find someone who you can train, you can trust, who can do some of the things, so you can spend more time on the customers. So you're not sitting in the kitchen a lot.
And I've got that. I mean, I would say the back of house is probably 5 years on average, with up to about 15 years.
To train?
No, what's been there with us.
Oh,
so,
okay.
I mean, they're good.
They're good. Well, let them go there. Let them do the work.
99% of the time, I don't touch some of the food. These same people think I'm doing everything.
But you know what? If you automate your process where customers, if they want to reach you, they can talk to somebody else, not just you all the time, that helps you also. Because you have to have a life. You put your heart and soul, you work very hard in this thing. You also have to have some time that you step back and have a break. Okay? Questions, please.
I have one.
Yes, sir.
You were talking about all of these different marketing angles about reaching out to the customers and stuff. I was wondering what your opinion of because all these independent restaurants, including ours, we're all to a certain extent trying to develop our own brand.
Right.
And so I was just kind of wondering what your opinion is on the development of and what the importance of developing a brand for your independent.
Well, brand development is critical in any business. You know, from the way you see people to logo, what it says. But what is more important in this noise age, so there are two things that are happening in this time of our lives. One we call the information or digital economy, and also the visual economy. The visual is everything now. People are taking pictures and video. That's the number one thing people are doing now. The second thing is they're sending emails, they're sending texts, everything is an app. So how in this noise do you maintain your brand? Is to be able to collect customer information and use that to create brand awareness consistently. So out of sight is out of mind, right? But if I get something from your restaurant today, and next week it shows me your menu and the latest item on your menu, and the following week is Cinco de Mayo. What happens is that I'm remembering you every time. So when I'm thinking of, oh, where do we go to eat for Cinco de Mayo? Yeah, that brand. They go to you. So you see, the way the human brain works is that you can create pathways of the brain. The way we learn habits is based on what they call neural integration. Now we're going to psychology now. In marketing, they'll teach us a little of psychology, where if you can change a person's habit by asking them to do something 3 or 4 times. And then what happens is the brain will do that. Many people, when it comes to lunch, for instance, as an example, people only put about 2 or 3 places in their head for lunch. Am I right? They can't take more than that. But in order to change their habit, you have to give them something that makes them come 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go, oh, this is the place. You created a new habit in their head. That's where psychology comes in. So for branding, your question, sir, that is the way to do it. Information. Once you start sending information, they see you, they hear about you, they see your information. Don't think they don't see it. They may not see this one, they may see the next one, they may see the next one. So you are creating that awareness, you are rebranding that image in their head, and those things go through the optic nerve back to the back of their brain, and it settles down as an activity. So when they are thinking, oh, where do we go? The brain just goes and pulls that out and say, hey, go to XYZ restaurant. That's the way branding works. So the guys who do it in New York, that is the secret behind branding. And anyone can do it. It's that simple. Any questions, Mo? Those are some really good questions. Yes, ma'am.
The information that you presented today, is that on your website?
No. Those are secrets that you pay me a lot of money for. But I can give it to Scott, and Scott can give it to you. I can make the entire thing available. How about that? Yes, sir.
What do you think about the programs like coupons, or like, you look at it here in the newspaper, local newspaper, they got daily deals.
Don't do it anymore. Don't do it anymore. Do you know if I walk up to your restaurant and I say, give me 75 cents on every dollar you make, what will you say? And you say I'm crazy. That's what you've been doing if you do Groupon. See, here's what they do. They say $40 worth of food, they say you discount it by half the price first for $20. Then the $20, they take half of that $20 plus processing fee, credit card fees. So at the end of the day, when people come into your restaurant and eat $40 worth of food, Groupon pays you $8.92. Is that worth your time?
No.
Don't do it anymore. But you know that you can do something for yourself when you collect customer data, you have customer information, you can reward them on your own without breaking the bank and still make a ton of money. That's the way to do it. Yes, sir.
Instagram and Twitter, through your company, I understand, I heard websites, app management.
App management.
Can you help create apps for like being able to order over the phone?
Yes.
Menu assistant, order off of that?
We have that.
Now, you said 5 pages, I heard the price, $7.55 pages popped out.
Right.
In there, what if you had multiple sites?
You can have, if you have 10 pages, it's $1,200.
Okay.
Well, because you are with Ben & K, we'll give you a special, instead of $1,200, we'll give you for $1,000. So we're even reducing the money. But what is key is not even the website. There's a strategy behind the website. Number one, you have to look at what is the number one item you sell most. That's the image, that's the picture that should be number one on your website. You see? Number two, you have to have your menu. They don't have to download anything. It should be in HTML. Click, it pops up. Because they don't have time. You have 8 seconds for anyone to spend on your website, to know where they are. If they don't find information, they click away. In fact, the younger people of today, they call them the millennial, they have no patience for anything. Many of them are dyslexic. They have home, they're doing like this. So they have no patience for anything. So if they're looking for something and they can't get it immediately, they're like, I don't have time. Then it goes, they're gone.
Are you set up to be able to tag into any of the digital
So
POSs?
that is a good thing. So when it's set up, anytime you build a website, and this is for everyone, you have to integrate it into social feeds. So Facebook, Twitter, Foursquare. You know why those things are good? Is that anytime you put something there, what happens is that people, it helps you to rank in Google. It's called search engine optimization, but you're not paying for it. It helps you to rank. So you are connected to a site that has 2 billion people. So Google recognizes that. Instagram, same thing. So when you have all those things out there, what it helps is that when people are now searching for you, they'll find you easily. You see? And that doesn't cost money. Yeah. Once you have it done, and it's done well, you are in. You are in. So I think I need to be ending. Any more questions before I end? I'm in booth 712. If you have any question, we have a 30-minute review. If you want, if you have any question, I'll be here for a few more minutes to talk with anyone who has questions about how we can help them. But if you have any questions, you know that you need to be doing these things now. And these secrets, I'll send it to Scott. Please talk to your sales manager or salesperson. Request it, and we'll make it available to you. Thank you very much.